Hey guys, it's me, Greg from Playtech, coming to you from somewhere different this week. We've got our second studio set up here. You've probably all seen our podcast studio in the next room by now, but we set up this space as well, which is somewhere where we can do things like unboxing, which I'm going to be doing today, and just other things like that. Actually, I'll flick to my second camera here and I'll turn it around a bit so you guys can see the rest of the studio. So we kind of got like the gaming setup on the other side as well. So we'll do some like gaming and streaming and stuff from there as well. But yeah, that's the purpose of this room anyway. Something a little bit different from what we usually do. We want to get a little bit more hands-on with the products and things like that, especially the ones that we're kind of known for, like the Ducky stuff and everything like that. Yeah, so we got the second space set up. So today what I'm going to do, or going to attempt to do anyway, is do a bit of an unboxing on the 1.2 SF here. So the Ducky stuff, if you're not familiar with Ducky, they're basically, I would say, one of our favorite, if not our favorite, a little bit biased though, keyboard brand. They're basically, they just make hardcore stuff like people used to do in the old days, if that doesn't sound too cliche. What I mean by that is that you've got really solid chassis, really good high quality switches, just all those little things that you often find missing in a lot of modern brands these days anyway. Ducky sort of takes it back to old school. Like, I mean, I've been using one of their Shine, I think it's a Shine 2 that I've got at home, that I've had since like maybe 2012 or 20 actually I can tell you when I got it, because we got a little trophy from Ducky the year that we first started doing them. Hold on a second. Here we go. Look, I don't know if you can read that because it's shiny. You can just see the reflections. But we got sent this the first year we started doing Ducky keyboards. So that's 2013. So we've been doing them for 7 years now. And 7 years now. And I got my Ducky Shine. I'm sure it's a Shine 2. My memory's getting hazy in my advanced age. Anyway, I've had a Shine 2 since then, and it's absolutely rock solid. Like it's just a dream keyboard, really. So what I'm saying is, Ducky make good, high quality, old school style stuff. You won't find any of those like gimmicky little features that you sometimes see on some keyboards that look like they're, some keyboards these days look like spaceships, and Ducky are not about that. They're just about absolutely just rock solid reliability and just everything like that. So I really like that about them. The way I said it to one of my friends is, like, I'm an adult now, like there came a point in my life where I would just kind of was like, I stopped looking at those like mice that had all the crazy buttons and like the little robot things on them and stuff like that, and I stopped looking at the keyboards with the fold out fans and screens and stuff like that, and I was just like, I want something dependable, and I don't want to use the word sensible because that implies boring, but just something robust. And so Ducky totally do that. Speaking of which, though, if you do watch today's stream and you look at it and you sort of go, oh man, I wish it was just like a little bit more out there, check out all the range of keycaps and everything like that we've got for the Duckies, and you will not be disappointed. You can color coordinate the crap out of these things. So strong foundation to build up your crazy color scheme keyboard of your dreams, though. Yeah. Oh, who's that? Lachlan Uranui. Damn, the SF. I just got the Panda. The Panda's a solid keyboard, though. TJ, I have a Razor Ornata. Oh yeah, Razor Ornatas. They're pretty cool. Very clicky keyboards off the top of my head. The Razor Ornata. Anton Glassy. Simplicity is the word you're. Yeah, I think simplicity is a good word for it. Like, it's kind of one of those weird situations where I don't want to I don't want to undersell it by saying, yeah, it's like it's basic or simple or anything like that. But it really is. It does like a couple things better than anyone else, and doesn't try and overreach by adding all these crazy features on top. So perhaps simplicity is the word for it. Anyway, let's pop that there. Should we crack into it? John Warren, I've got a Ducky Shine 2 that I've had for like 10ish years, and the only thing I've done is replace the caps. So yeah, John, I've replaced the caps on mine, and then I went back to like, because I got the white backlit version, and I had like, I've been through a couple different sets of keycaps, just trying different colors, but I always end up going back to the black ones at the moment, in the end anyway, and that's what they are at the moment. So yeah, I feel that. But yeah, anyway, so speaking of keycaps and everything like that, this particular model that we've got here today, the Ducky One 2 SF. So I keep banging on that thing. If it's shaking the mic, I apologize. Although we can talk a little bit about mics and things later if people want to know. I've got trying out the new noise suppression algorithm on OBS, if that interests anyone. We'll talk about the keyboard for now, and if anyone's got any questions about streaming and stuff like that, we can go into that at the end. But for now, Ducky One 2 SF. So this one is the PBT keycap version with double shot PBT keys. So maybe I'll shuffle around my desk here, and we will get into this. You can see I'm covered in branding. This whole room is covered in branding. This is just sort of where we're parking all these signs for the meantime. But as you'll notice, SteelSeries t-shirt, Logitech, Astro, Intel, and then Ducky here. So there's no fanboys in this building. We don't roll like that. We are our only allegiance is to good gear. So nobody give me any fanboy grief in the comments. Jade Bulling is watching. What's up, bro? How you doing? Jade's an old mate of mine from back in the day. Let me crack this open. Right. So, always in the Ducky boxes, you get these like little protector things and stuff like that. That's the that's standard. I don't know what kind of functional protection that really offers, but it's there in the box. What else have we got? This little thing that carries a risk of suffocation. It's not a toy. Please keep the bag away from babies, children, and pets. It's important to note. So anyway, under all that, we have the actual keyboard. As you will note, I'm getting my directions mixed up. Yoza. That's Jade. Alright, and before we dive too much into the keyboard though, we'll look at some of this other stuff. We got a little basic instructions thing here. So the rad thing about Ducky is that they're very Spartan in their design, I should say. It's very like I said, robust and very basic, very oriented around functionality, like just robust functionality rather than form and things like that. So there's hardware control for pretty much all the functions on here. So it's not like other pieces of hardware where you've got to load up like some piece of software or something like that before you can even use any of the functions. So this card comes with a lot of the basic key combinations and things like that. I don't know if you can see that from there, but just to sort of get you up and running, because that would be, if I'm being realistic, the only I wouldn't call it a criticism, but that would be one of the trickier parts of the Ducky keyboards. It's a feature in some way, but it's definitely has a learning curve there, is learning all the key combinations for the RGB lighting and things like that. But in my experience, I've only really messed around with that stuff when I when I first set it up, you know, like I'll usually be like, spend half an hour or so tweaking the settings, playing around with it and everything like that, and then pretty much never touch it ever again. But you know, if you're a bit of a tweaker, there's plenty to dive into, and there's lots of options there. TJ White says no number pad. Correct, there is no number pad here. These things are sleek and small, designed for gamers and sort of hardcore users and stuff like that. Anton says 60% life. Yeah, so this is a 65%. This one, I believe. Yeah, the 1.2 SF is at 65%. Which, what that means is that it has these keys here, which usually a 60% is there. If you get what I'm saying there. So, you know, like like what we used to get is like you get people roll into the shop. They come in the shop and they're like, give me your smallest keyboard. Give me your small. And so you pull out the Ducky One 2 Mini, which is like slightly smaller than that. You pull that out and they're like, no, that's too small. You know. So then you bust out the 1 2. Yeah, just sleek a little keyboard. It's got chunky little legs on the back. You got dip switches that can set thing. I don't know if you can see that. Dip switches on there. You can set those positions to function as a like as a Mac keyboard or something like that, or switch around the orientation of your modifier keys and things like that. What else have we got? Let me just position my camera there. And as you will notice, the beautifully accented return key. My game, I use number pad. Yeah, TJ, it's not for everyone. I have to admit, TJ, the mini keyboard life is not for everybody, but it is for some of us. We do have full size. We have plenty of full size Ducky keyboards as well. Plenty. We're just looking at the 1.2 SF today because people go nuts over these things, and rightly so. So we're just I chose one off the shelf and I thought, hey, that's one that people really like, so let's take a look at it. So the return key is a beautiful little accent blue. In the box, however, we do have another set of keycaps. We have a black return key, and so all these black keys are double shot. Well, actually, all these, I think, yeah, all of these are double shots, but the black ones have the see-through icon on them. What do they call it? The legend or icon or something like that. So that the LEDs will actually glow through that. Whereas these blue ones, it's actually a white print on it. Sorry, not a white print. It's a double shot, but it's white plastic, so the light won't shine through it. The light will shine around the bottoms and the edges of the keys and stuff like that. So it still looks pretty cool, but just something to note. And so you get a bunch of directional keys and your escape key and things like that as well. So you can kind of like dress it up a little bit. You know, that's cool. What else we got? We got the key puller. So these key pullers are pretty standard fare. Now, it's always good to have one thrown in so that you can get to mucking around with things straight away. You don't you should use these all the time. Like a lot of people are like, I don't need that, but then they always end up chewing up the stems of the keycaps and stuff like that. So you should probably use it. The thing with these ones that a lot of people don't know, they try and put them on like this. I don't know if you got. Let me bring this camera in a little bit closer. So there's a way to do these. Oh. Bit closer. There we go. So a lot of people put them on like that and try and get it like on the sides. If you guys see what I'm doing, that's the wrong way to do it. You don't actually get a good grip on them there, and you end up just like, I don't know, scuffing stuff up, and I don't know. I doubt you break anything. These are pretty chunky PBT, but that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is actually go on an angle so that you're, if you can see that, so that you're kind of diagonal a little bit, and that gives you a better, just more, you're looped under it a little bit more, so that you can yank it off a bit cleaner. George Eliot, The Small Life. Yeah. Living the small life. Just a bunch of small dudes living the small life. The small keyboards. But yeah, so anyway, so that's the trick in pulling the keys off. Let me throw that back in the bag here. What else we got in here? We have, oh, that's cool. What is that? That's a skateboard? Okay, so we have a spare spacebar. So every year they throw in, special edition spacebars. This year we've got this gnarly, radical little one here. I don't know if you guys can make that out properly, but it's a skateboard blasting off into space with a rabbit on it, and some spray cans. I don't know, what is it, a rabbit or is it a rat? It's a creature. You know what? It'll be whatever the Chinese zodiac is this year. That's what they usually do. They usually do, every year they do like a different design for the different zodiac. Like last year, I think it was last year, they did the Year of the Pig, which was kind of like a wild boar kind of thing, which was pretty rad. Year of the Rabbit, Anton, I knew it. Thank you for double checking that for me. Year of the Rabbit. So I'll put him that way, and you can see it's kind of on the edge, but that is a rabbit who's just done some tagging, and then he's blasting off into space on his space skateboard. You know, obviously that's what it is. You didn't need me to tell you that. Wish Mikey. Yeah. Yeah, TJ, sometimes back in the day, you try and pull a key off an old keyboard or something like that, especially membrane keyboards. You pull it off to try and clean it and get your crumbs and stuff out of there, and just rip it off, and it would never go back on, and then you'd have to live the keyless life. What else we got here is the cable. Of course, that's a USB. Let me see. There's a USB-C connection on that, which is great, because USB-C should be on everything, because which way a cable goes should be the last. It's 2020. We shouldn't have to worry about which way cables plug in anymore. So that's all I have to say on that. And it plugs in on the back there. Perfect. Easy. Just like that. No wiggling stuff around. What's that like? There's like some kind of like weird physics law of like old school USB plugs are always the wrong orientation until you check. You know, like Schrodinger's cat. It's like Schrodinger's USB port. You just like, it's the wrong way forever until you check. Until your eyes see it, the port is neither upside down or the right way up. Year of the Rabbit, Anton. Yeah, see, year of the rat. Sorry, I mean it's a rodent. It's got little legs and a nose. So rat, rabbit, rodent, whatever. Oh, oops, sorry, I just lost the live feed on my phone. Let me go back to that. There we go. Yeah, Year of the Rat. Sorry. All good. Okay, so I mean, so that's the guts of it. Pretty slick little keyboard. And so now what I wanted to talk about was actually I'll pull that key puller back out. I want to talk about these keycaps. So many of you out there, welcome back. Yep. Many of you guys out there will be familiar with, when you had a keyboard for like a long time, and the top of it goes all like all shiny and gross, and then eventually the print wears off. That won't happen with these. These are PBT double shot keycaps. So rather than having like a key that is either, there's like two ways that the like kind of crap keys work. I wouldn't say kind of crap, but the basic normal keyboard keys work is they either have a say in the case of an LED backlit keyboard, the whole key will be made out of transparent plastic, and then they'll coat it in a black coating and then etch off the number or the letter that's on that key. Problem is with that is that when you're using it for ages, when you're wearing away at it on your finger, you actually wear the top off the key, and so then you end up with like black key, but the top is all like worn off and white and see-through. Very, very common on your like W, S, and A, D keys. Like back in the early days of pro gaming, before we kind of got into that state, before we got into mechanical keyboards, I think like SteelSeries kind of pioneered those early mechanical keyboards and stuff like that. But before that stage, when everyone was using those like Microsoft Sidewinder keyboards and things like that and stuff, you just see them, the whole like all the WSAD keys would be like white, would just be completely worn off. So the other way that they make keys is just they have a black key and then they just print a white letter on it, and those can just absolutely wear off as well. Whereas a double shot keyboard key, let me flick to my slide here, is essentially two pieces of plastic. So we have the black outer shell, and then that actually has a hole in it of the I think they call it the legend or whatever it is, the icon, the character that's on the key. And then they pump in another sort of like layer of plastic that actually flows through that gap, so that you end up with the print going all the way through, well, a couple mils through. So it's pretty much impossible to wear off the top of the keycap, because you would have to wear it all the way through. It just means that it's going to last a hell of a long time. And being made out of PBT, these things are super heavy duty as well, so they should last a hell of a long time. I feel like I want to say that it would be impossible to wear it down, but I feel like there probably is someone out there who's done it just to see. Yeah, I feel like if you had like sandpaper fingers or something like that, you could probably do it. But I'll show you the inside of this one here. So you can see the stem and that inner layer are made out of semi-transparent plastic, whereas the outer shell is black with just like that small little gap where the other stuff has actually been, like, as you can see, it's flush with the top. It's completely perfectly molded. Yeah, and so that's what double shot means. Double shot means that it's can you show the space? Yeah, sure. So double shot means that it goes all the way through, and it's two shots of plastic. So I'm just going to pop off the spacebar here. When we remove the spacebar, we're doing sort of what I said before, but we can only do one side at a time. So what we do is we loop diagonally under that corner, and then lift it and pop that out. And as you can see, we have, I didn't mention this, but these are blue switches on here, so it's got that clickiness to it. You guys can probably hear that. John Morn, yeah. See, I knew if I said that you couldn't, if I said you couldn't wear it down, someone would be like, "Oh, I've done it." Yeah, like, so technically you can, of course you can wear down any key, you just, if you use it enough. But yeah, like, rather than wearing off the print within the first micron of thickness of the key, you would have to wear down at least a solid mil or two, and then you would get to the second layer of plastic. But And also, and with PBT keys and stuff like that, they don't actually go all shiny and gross when you wear them down, which like ABS and some other plastics do and stuff. ABS is still reasonably good, but PBT is considered to be the best material. Let's whack this special edition keycap on the space bar there. So as you can see, TJ, that was pretty easy to pop off. I'm trying to just lean over the top here and pop this spacebar back on. Yep, there we go. So that's pretty cool. Let me I'm kind of running everything in my studio here off a little USB hub under the desk. Let me see if I can plug this in and power it up, or whether that's gonna make my mic do funny things. I think I can do this. Let me just disappear for a second while I plug this in, and you guys tell me if it lights up. Did that work? Is it lighting up? Let's see. It did, but it did, but I think it froze my camera. I think I've got too many things. Sorry, I think I've got too many things plugged into this hub here, guys. Let me unplug that and see if it's gonna fix. Actually, let me hold it up and just see if you guys can see. Nah, the camera's too far away. I knew I was risking it. I knew I was going a little bit too far with that. But let's actually let's try and hot plug this this webcam, see if we can get it to start up again. I doubt it, guys. I think we've lost our second camera. Yeah. So as you'll see, anyway, second camera is frozen. But that's fine. I think we've done a bit of a pretty good unboxing video today anyway. Next time I think I will just have a dedicated USB hub for plugging in extra things on the fly. You can see flashing. Yeah. True. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, next time I'll bring a dedicated USB hub or something for that. I did know that I was pushing it actually a little bit, running what have I got? I've got Logitech Brio, which is a 4K webcam. It's not running at 4K right now. I've got my Stream Deck, and I've got my microphone all running off here. Oh yeah, so TJ, yes, the lights are on here. It's just a little bit hard to see on the secondary camera. You can't actually I can't give you the close-up at the moment. But yeah, next time I will bring a dedicated hub just for that. Otherwise, we're gonna get that freezing thing again. But yeah, Ducky One SF. Pretty cool keyboard, man. Like I was saying, like it's like if you have checked out the Ducky Mini before, but you thought maybe that was like a little bit too small. Everyone went crazy on those minis for a while, but if you ever thought that was maybe just like a little bit too small, check out the 12 SF. The SF stands for 65, and it gives you this extra row of keys on the side. So on the Mini, you don't have the directional keys there, which, like, if you're like a hardcore gamer, like it doesn't really matter. But by going to the 65%, they extend out those directional keys there. So you've got up, down, left, and right, and then you've also got delete, page up, and page down there. So, you know, hardcore gamers or people who use page up, page down, and delete a lot, maybe, you know. Yeah, Anton, yeah, it's yeah, keyboard is definitely working. Like, I mean, as soon as I saw it, it lighted up and it was working fine. It's just as soon as I plugged it in, the webcam started playing up. So so yeah, it looks awesome. If you could see what I see, it looks awesome here. But you know, I'll bring it back sometime, and we'll do a close. Actually, next time, anything you guys want to see? Any keyboards or any mice or anything you guys want to see? I'm open to requests. Sound off in the chat if you're. The middle section should go. I don't know what that means. But yeah, sound off in the chat. How do you use F keys? Oh, there's a function button on that, Jeremy. You basically hold function and then you press another key and it's a modifier. The middle section should go. Sorry, I don't know what you mean, TJ. But yeah, anything you guys want to see on open box, just drop it in the drop it in the chat and we'll take a look at it. Get stuck in. Like I said before, we got basically we got a warehouse full of gaming gear, and if you can't make it into the showroom or you can't for whatever reason try it out, give us a buzz on. Drop a comment in the chat now, or just shoot us a message or something like that, and say, hey, I'm looking at this keyboard or this mouse or this headset. What's in the box? What do you reckon of it? What's your review? And we'll take a look into it. Anton, man, those braided coil cables are cool. They're really, really cool. I don't know if it's something we have access to, but they're definitely cool. I like them, and I think for a keyboard like this where you got the USB-C straight out the back, perfect. So from me, I would say hell yeah, they're cool, but it's really up to our buyers and our inventory guys and stuff like that. So if we're lucky, we might see them. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're all right. You want to keep the number pad, but yeah, I get what you mean, TJ. Yeah. Yeah, like 100%. Like I get you. If you're like gaming, especially if you're playing something that has like lots of macros and things like that. Like when I used to be hardcore into MMOs and stuff, I used to use the number pad all the time. So I get what you mean. You don't need the middle section of the keyboard. You just need your like WS, A, and D on one side and then your number pad on the other side. I get you. Yeah, Guild Wars 2. I went hard on Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2, I went hard with the number pad, but then I ended up getting one of those Razer Naga mice with all the buttons on them and stuff like that. And I literally wore the buttons off that thing. I think the new ones I know the new ones they do are mechanical now, so they actually have proper buttons on them. But this was back in the first generation of them where they had little horrible rubber membrane buttons on the side of the mouse. It was great mouse at the time though, but it did not last. Just Guild Wars 2 wore the buttons off it. But yeah, maybe I don't know, Ducky do mice. Maybe they need to do something like that. Solid PBT kind of thing. But yeah. Okay, well guys, it has been nice chatting. I'm going to try and do this a lot more often. Like I said earlier, I've set up the studio now. I've got plenty of products on hand to play around with. Let me know what you want to see. I'm going to try and do this regularly. Keep an eye out. We'll try once I've done a couple more, I'm going to try and lock in a schedule. I'll try and lock in a schedule so that you'll know when to jump on and watch. But it's early days at this stage, so just keep an eye on the page and look out for me, your old mate Greg. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.